Imagine this moment clearly. Your salary hits your account and your brain immediately breathes out like the war is over. For a few hours, you feel safe, powerful, and ahead. Then reality starts taking small bites, and by the third week, you are asking where the money went again. This is not because you are careless by nature. This is not because you are bad with money forever. This happens because your month has no structure that protects your pay from the first wave of spending. Without structure, money does what water does. It flows to the easiest exits. Today, you will learn a simple system that creates control immediately. It is called the payday reset, and it is designed to stop the monthly broke again cycle. It uses timing, separation, and a few strict rules that remove decision fatigue. When decisions are fewer, discipline becomes almost automatic. Most people use what I call the payday drift method. They buy something small to celebrate, then they buy something practical, then they buy something just this once. After that, bills arrive like a surprise attack. And then the rest of the month becomes defensive living. Defensive living feels like constant pressure. You keep checking your balance, you keep delaying purchases, and you keep hoping nothing breaks. Hope is not a plan because hope does not protect you from late fees, price increases, and random expenses. A plan gives your money a job before your emotions give it away. The payday reset starts with one powerful idea. You do not spend first and plan later. You plan first and then you spend with permission. This single switch changes your month because it changes your behavior at the exact moment you feel richest. Here is the rule that makes this work fast. In the first 24 hours after payday, you pause all non-essential spending completely. You do not buy small treats, you do not do quick online orders, and you do not do just a coffee spending that slowly turns into real money. The purpose is not punishment, it is control. That pause gives you space to make decisions with a calm brain. A calm brain plans better than an excited brain. Excitement makes you optimistic, and optimism makes you underestimate how fast money disappears. The pause protects you from your own temporary confidence. Now you open your bank app and you do something most people avoid. You write down the exact amount that landed in your account after taxes, because that is the only number that matters. You do not think about what you should have earned. You work with what is real. Then you split your paycheck into 4 clear buckets. These buckets create order without complicated spreadsheets or advanced finance skills. They are designed for normal people with real lives and real problems. The buckets are bills, survival, savings, and flex. Bucket 1 is bills, and this is where you remove panic from your month. Bills include rent, utilities, insurance, debt minimums, and anything with a due date that can punish you. You pay the most dangerous bills first, meaning the ones that create penalties, damage your credit, or risk your housing. When you remove those risks early, your whole nervous system calms down. Most people delay bills because they want to keep the balance looking high, but a high balance that is not protected is fake confidence. It is like standing in a nice room while the roof is leaking and pretending it is fine. Paying the risk bills early closes the leak before it becomes a flood. Bucket 2 is survival, and it is more specific than people think. Survival is food, transport, phone, and basic life needs that keep you working and functioning. The goal is not to starve yourself or pretend you can live like a robot. The goal is to create a realistic amount that covers your week without forcing emergency spending. Do not guess this number like a gambler. Use last month as your mirror and let the data humble you. Look at what you actually spent on groceries, fuel, rides, and daily needs. That truth might be uncomfortable, but it is powerful. You cannot fix what you refuse to measure. If your survival bucket is too small, you will break the plan. Then you will borrow from bills or savings and you will feel guilty. Guilt leads to "I already failed" thinking, and that thinking leads to chaotic spending that destroys the month. Realistic beats strict because realistic can be repeated. Bucket 3 is savings, and this is the bucket that changes your future. Most people try to save at the end of the month, but the end of the month is always a battlefield. Something always happens, and savings becomes the sacrifice. So the payday reset saves first, even if it is small, because saving first builds identity. Identity is stronger than motivation. Motivation is a mood that disappears when you are tired, stressed, or tempted. Identity is a decision that you repeat until it becomes normal. When you start saving 1%, You teach your brain that you are a person who keeps money. That changes everything over time. You might think 1% is too small to matter, but it matters psychologically and mathematically. Psychologically, it builds the habit without pain. Mathematically, it creates a growing buffer that reduces emergencies. When emergencies reduce, your budget starts working because it stops fighting fires. Bucket 4 is flex, and this is the bucket that stops binge spending. Flex includes fun, personal spending, and the random life happens costs. A plan with zero flex is a plan that breaks because humans are not machines. When the plan breaks, you overspend harder than you would have if you allowed controlled enjoyment. But flex needs a strict boundary. You cannot let flex live in the same account as your bills and survival money. When everything mixes together, your brain lies to you and says you have more freedom than you actually do. The payday reset requires separation because separation creates friction. Friction is not a bad thing. Friction is a protective wall that slows impulsive decisions. You can move flex money to a second card, a separate wallet, or a separate account. When flex is separate, you can spend without fear and you can stop spending when it hits zero. That is clean and simple. Now we add the second trick that makes the system feel like magic. You apply the 48-hour rule to all non-essential purchases, even if they are cheap. When you see something you want, you wait 2 days before you buy it. Most cravings are emotional spikes and they collapse when the spike ends. If the desire survives 48 hours, it is probably a real want. Then you buy it using flex money with zero guilt. This rule eliminates regret purchases that feel exciting in the moment and embarrassing the next day. It also protects you from the "I deserve it" voice that appears right after payday. Here is the hidden enemy you must defeat. It is not spending itself, it is unpredictable timing. Bills floating across the month create mental debt because you keep holding them in your mind like unfinished tasks. Unfinished tasks drain attention and increase stress, even when you are not thinking about money directly. So you do a timing reset. You schedule your bills to be paid on payday or immediately after payday, whenever possible. This does not just protect your bank account. It protects your brain from carrying anxiety for weeks. When your brain is calmer, your spending choices become smarter and slower. Now you need one weekly check, not a daily obsession. Pick one day each week and make it a 10-minute money meeting with yourself. You check your balance, your bills remaining, your survival money remaining, and your flex money remaining. This keeps you honest without exhausting you. Weekly checks prevent surprises. Surprises are what break budgets because surprises force emotional decisions. Emotional decisions are usually expensive decisions. When you see your numbers early, you adjust with calm choices instead of panic choices. Panic choices often come with fees and regret. Now let us fix the silent killer that drains accounts without you noticing. Subscriptions and small recurring charges are money leaks that feel invisible. A few small leaks can destroy your month without making you feel like you bought anything. So the payday reset includes a monthly subscription audit. Once a month, you cancel one subscription or reduce one recurring expense. Not 10, not 5, just one. This keeps the process simple and repeatable, and it creates an instant win. That one change can fund your savings bucket and still leave you breathing room. Now we deal with leftover money, because leftover money is where people lose control. When you see extra money near the end of the week, your brain calls it free money, but it is not free money, it is protection for next week and next month. Leftovers are your shield. So you create a rule for leftovers. When you have extra, you split it immediately, not later. Half goes to savings and half goes to bills ahead or survival buffer. Immediate action removes temptation, and temptation is strongest when you are tired or stressed. Now I want you to build one simple number that changes how you behave. It is called your cash runway. You calculate how many days your survival money can cover your basic life costs. When you see runway, you stop thinking in vague feelings and you start thinking in days of safety. Runway feels like oxygen because it is. If your runway is short, you naturally spend less without forcing it. If your runway grows, you feel calm and you stop seeking comfort through spending. This is why the payday reset works even for people who think they have no discipline. Now let us put the whole system together in a clear flow. On payday day 1, you pause non-essential spending for 24 hours and you split your paycheck into the 4 buckets. You pay the dangerous bills first, you fund survival realistically, you save something small, and you separate flex money away. On payday day 2, you set your weekly money meeting day and you activate the 48-hour rule for non-essentials. You schedule bill payments close to payday to remove mental debt. You also cancel one subscription if you have any that you do not truly value. These steps remove leaks and stress. On payday day 3, you calculate your cash runway and you write it down somewhere you can see. You protect leftovers by splitting them immediately instead of treating them like a reward. Then you continue the month with weekly checks, not constant worry. The goal is calm consistency, not perfection. This system is not about being cheap. It is about being intentional so your money stops disappearing in random directions. When your money has a job, your stress goes down. When stress goes down, your decisions improve. And when decisions improve, your month finally stops collapsing. If you do the payday reset for 1 month, you will feel the difference. If you do it for 3 months, you will see the difference in your bank balance and your confidence. If you do it for 6 months, you will start living with a buffer that protects you from surprises. That is what freedom actually